All right, back on the Morning Brew, live from downtown Albuquerque, and Aaron Muffaletto's here.
I'm here.
And I'm here
Larry's
too.
here.
I'm here as well. And so is
And our beautiful guests.
Stephen J. Westman, Curious Townie, frequent guest here on the Morning Brew.
Happy frequent guest.
Yeah.
Happy to see you again, Stephen J.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday. No, it's not Monday.
No.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
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 Oh, it's Hump Day.
Exactly. David Lang is also here. David's wondering, what's wrong with you people?
Since 3:30, he said. That's why.
David is director.
You'll be thinking it's Monday now.
You are director of advanced manual therapy at the UNM Center for Life.
That's correct. Yeah.
Good to have you on, David.
Thanks. Good to be here.
We're all going to get a massage here in
Yeah.
a minute.
Oh.
That's a big
Wow.
fancy name for a massage therapist.
There you go. Well, that's good.
Is there a massage table around here?
Yeah. I've got one in my car.
I
so-
think David brought his.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. Well, we're going to find out about the UNM Wellness Center. We do have a video. We could show that to start things off.
That might be the best way to do it.
Great.
You know,
That sounds good.
we want to see what you guys do over there.
Okay.
All right. Here's the video of the whole operation.
The Pediatric Integrative Care Fund is created just for the sole purpose of bringing healing and empowerment into cancer kids.
This fund goes directly to patient care for the children of New Mexico.
There were days when that was the only good thing about that day, was him coming in and spending that time with Abigail. I just feel so lucky.
Children's Cancer Fund.
I know.
I went over to visit the center about a week and a half ago to meet up with David, who's an old friend of mine. And listening to you talk about stuff, you can't help but get a little bit emotional about what you guys are doing. I'm so impressed with that facility over there. And what you guys are doing, I'm glad you're here and we get to talk about it. I think you guys will see. So.
Well, it's great to be here. You know, Artie Prasad, who's the medical director of the Center for Life, she started this program in the Northeast Heights Clinic for the University of New Mexico back about 2003. And she was doing it on her own with Emmy Smith, who is an acupuncturist. So they were the first integrative providers that were there. We opened the Center for Life, which is over on Jefferson, 4700 Jefferson, about 6 years ago. And we're already 10,000 square feet too small.
Wow.
We saw about 16,000 patients last year. We have 13 providers, chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, healing touch therapists, and we have 3 medical doctors on staff who are integrative medicine trained. And we also have a nurse practitioner there. So it's this whole inclusive environment. So you have the best of the allopathic world and the best of the complementary alternative medicine world coming together.
Well, how long have y'all been working together?
I've been there for the past 5 years. I had my own practice, which was just right down the street for 18 years prior to that. So
I love that partnership. So that's
Yeah.
great. Y'all are
And
doing that.
the UNM Health Sciences or the UNM Medical Center or whatever runs you guys over there, they've recognized that this is a valuable part of therapy and wellness.
you know, Dr. Paul Roth, who's the chairman of HSC, he's a big supporter of what we do. He supported Dr. Prasad from the get-go.
Nice.
It doesn't mean we don't have our struggles weaving our way in and out of the whole system, but that's
Right.
natural. It's just evolutionary growth.
Yeah.
Well, this is fascinating.
It's quite a model
Yeah.
when you think about it.
You know, what people don't realize, New Mexico has all this negative things about the state, and there's so many beautiful things here that we don't know about. And UNM Center for Life is one of the top 5 integrative medicine centers in the United States.
Oh,
top
yeah.
29 in the North American continent.
Wow.
So I know about this program called Kids Supporting Kids.
Right.
Now, what's that about?
Well, Larry, I was fortunate to start working in the hospital system itself. And working with Carrie Tingley Hospital, working on the kids with traumatic brain injury. I got a little reputation over there, and then the cancer kids, the cancer department asked me to come over and start working with them. Dr. Linda Boutros, who we had known each other from other situations, and she asked me to come over and start working with the children there. So I'd go over there on Sunday afternoons and work on children, and nobody knew it, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And So I got this idea, how can we have all the kids in the state of New Mexico benefit from this new concept that we're trying to create? And I just thought of kids supporting kids. You know, I come from an old dance background from New York City. I'm actually a Florida boy. Went to New York, started going to New York when I was 12 years old, training with American Ballet Theater in the summer. Then I had a full scholarship to the Joffrey Ballet when I was 17.
Wow.
So you wouldn't know, because I'm 50 pounds heavier now, don't have any hair. And I tell Steve that's when we knew each other first, when we had hair and we weren't that heavy, but that's okay.
The gorgeous days.
And I did bring my fedora for you today, Steve. So.
You guys are like twinsies.
Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to create something, and I want people to understand that integrative medicine can be the next phase of medicine in the United States. In this allopathic structure that we live in, if we start bringing this kind of ideas to the state of New Mexico, because we're so struggling on every other aspect in this state, why not be the forefront of something great?
Yeah.
So kids supporting kids, is because of the dance background, I connected with Jackie Oliver over at NDI, National Dance Institute of New Mexico, which I know you've had on before.
Sure.
And my
Great
wife,
program.
Desiree, is a teacher at the Albuquerque Academy, and she's my ballerina. I was always the ballerino, and she was the ballerina. So we pulled all this information together with people like Shane Montoya and Albuquerque's poet laureate Hakeem Bellamy.
Yeah.
And I know you know all these, but
They're
they all
amazing
came
people.
together.
Yeah.
And they all were just jumping on this idea. They were very excited to make this happen. So the concept is to bring arts and culture into the healing reality. So you have all these kids, which are going to have over 400 children at this event, and bringing them together to support children who are not as fortunate at this time. So
Nice. What day is the event and where is it? Give us the details.
it's March 8th at the Highland Theater. I don't know if you've been over to the Highland lately. I mean,
Tremendous.
it's beautiful. NDI has totally refurbished that
Yes.
whole.
There's an image of it up on the screen. So.
There you go.
And at the beginning, at 6 o'clock, Jim Schumacher from, remember the Siegel Street?
Oh, you bet.
Well, I worked with Jim when I first came here. I told my wife I would do anything to move to New Mexico and get our kids out of the big city. And I was one of his managers there. So he's supplying the food for the event.
Great.
It starts at 6 o'clock. That costs $50. We're trying to keep it reasonable for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And then they can come and see the performance right afterwards.
Nice.
Performance curtain goes up at 7:30.
What a perfect night.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
So we're very excited about it.
Well, you should be.
Are you
It's-
dancing?
Well, we actually got, if you see it, the
Yeah, I
Center for
know.
Life and the hematology oncology dancers. So imagine these doctors and nurses and social workers coming together. It's very funny.
Rehearsals must be a
wow.
kick
Yeah.
for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the dancers at the hospital are pretty good. And the Center for Life has to get up to those.
You got to raise your game a little
We
bit.
got to raise our game a bit on that.
A little bit of a
They
competition.
don't know that. Will they see this?
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
They might see
I
it.
have to tell them today because I just worked with that group last night. So it's a lot of people coming together for a great cause.
Wonderful.
It's an amazing lineup of what you've got going on for the evening.
Wait, you know, Hakeem, who's the poet laureate, and then Fred Simpson from Santa Fe, he's an African drummer and teacher up there. They had never met before, but it's a marriage that looks like it could be really wonderful in the future here. And they're very excited to work together and come together. And then we have this Aloha, the Free Life Santa Fe musicians.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know anything about these guys, but one of these guys is a massage therapist in Santa Fe, and I taught a class up there like 4 weeks ago, and he said, I would love to do that. Well, it just so turns out that one of the guys in the production, or in the band, I guess her mom and dad started the rail yard up there.
Oh,
And I
wow.
didn't know that.
No kidding.
So you've got all
amazing.
these people coming together from across the state.
Well, let's sell this thing out. How do you get tickets?
You can go to unmcfl.org. So that's www.unm. Oh, there it is right
There
there.
you go.
There we go. And the gala is $50. It starts at 6 o'clock. There'll be music there. The doors will open about 7:10 for the rest of the crowd to come in. And the $25 for floor seats, and then $20 for upper seats.
Oh,
and
okay.
honestly speaking, all of them are going to be perfect
Oh,
to see.
nice.
Yeah.
The thing is that every single penny goes to kids thriving, fighting through hematological and oncological problems. So
Every
What
penny
amazing.
worth
What's not
it.
to like there? Huh?
There will be more information in my Townie column next week.
Okay,
I'm
good.
doing a big
Localized.
thing about this, so we'll have
Marvelous.
more of that stuff in there. So
Great. You know, Larry, I have to tell you, 20 years ago
Yes.
this week, Valentine's Day, I called you on your talk show, and you had this series about, tell me a love story.
Oh, yes.
I went to an audition for a BMW audition back in 1981, and I saw this beautiful girl there, and I went, that's my wife. And I told you this story.
That's
And I
great.
was working at Radio City Music Hall, and I walked out the backstage door, and she walked right into me in the street. So
And
And that's
that's
your
my wife,
now?
Desiree. She's still
happily
my
ever
girlfriend.
after.
34
What a
years
great
later.
story. And,
Congratulations.
thanks for sharing that 20 years ago on radio. Wow. Great stuff.
yay!
Never
Thanks
know.
for letting us come
Thank
on.
you, Stephen J.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing this.
Aaron, thank you, David. Great job. David Lang with the UNM Wellness Center. Stephen J. Westman from Local IQ Magazine. Morning Brew will be back in a moment.